and has increased its estimates of the recoverable resource for the Stabroek Block to nearly 11 billion oil equivalent barrels. The three discoveries are southeast of the Liza and Payara developments and bring to 5 the discoveries made by Exxon Mobil in Guyana in 2022. Amar Prasad tells us more.
U.S. oil giant Exxon Mobil today announced 3 more lucrative discoveries offshore Guyana in the Stabroek Block. President of Exxon Mobil Guyana, Alistair Routledge, noted that these discoveries will continue to bring tremendous benefit to the country.
I'm delighted today to be able to announce 3 new discoveries in the Stabroek Block in Guyana, adding to the 2 that we announced in January of this year, so a total of 5 discoveries already in 2022. It's a truly remarkable story, and it adds to the now we believe nearly 11 billion oil equivalent barrels of resource discovered in the Stabroek Block. That's a huge number. It supports the chain of projects that we're bringing forward. It takes time for us to mature the resource into these projects, but the discovery process is continuing to happen. These projects will ultimately bring huge benefits to the country of Guyana.
The Barrel I-1 well encountered approximately 230 feet of hydrocarbon-bearing sandstone and was drilled in 3,840 feet of water. Drilling at Potwa 1 encountered 100 feet of hydrocarbon-bearing sandstone and was conducted in 6,315 feet of water. The Lukanani 1 well encountered 115 feet of hydrocarbon-bearing sandstone and was drilled in a water depth of 4,068 feet. Operations are ongoing at Barrel I-1 and Lukanani 1. Exxon Mobil currently has 4 sanctioned projects offshore Guyana. Liza Phase 1 is producing approximately 130,000 barrels per day using the Liza Destiny floating production, storage and offloading vessel. Liza Phase 2, which started production in February, is steadily ramping up to its capacity of 220,000 barrels per day using the Liza Unity FPSO. The third project, Payara, is expected to produce 220,000 barrels per day. Construction on its production vessel, the Prosperity FPSO, is running approximately 5 months ahead of schedule, with startup likely before year-end 2023. The fourth project, Yellowtail, is expected to produce 250,000 barrels per day when the One Guyana FPSO comes online in 2025. Guyana's Stabroek Block is 6.6 million acres. Exxon Mobil affiliate Esso Exploration and Production Guyana Limited is the operator and holds 45% interest in the block. Hess Guyana Exploration Limited holds 30% interest, and CNOOC Petroleum Guyana Limited holds 25% interest. The Guyana government, in a statement, says it welcomes these new discoveries, totaling 31 discoveries within the Stabroek Block and 36 discoveries overall, which will strengthen Guyana as a petroleum-producing country, while at the same time be guided by good international oil field practices for effective and efficient governance. For the evening news, Amar Prasad.
President Dr Irvan Ali today urged investors from the United Kingdom to aggressively pursue the abundant investment opportunities in Guyana. The Guyanese head of state said this while talking up investment opportunities on Guyanese shores during an investment seminar held at the Carlton House in London. Here are the details from Luanda McAllister.
President Dr Irvan Ali is currently in London, where he is slated to attend the prestigious Caribbean Council's House of Lords reception and the Guyana Investment Seminar. Whilst speaking about investment opportunities in Guyana to a group of investors, President Ali explained that his homeland presented a wide range of investment opportunities long before the discovery of oil and gas in 2015. However, there was little to no international interest being shown. And while he noted that there is an ambience of opportunities in the country's emerging petroleum sectors, President Ali reminded that there are other lucrative industries in Guyana, such as agriculture.
In just 20 months, we have embarked on a program of crop diversification. And in 2 years, we will produce all the corn and soya we need in Guyana for the feed production for our poultry and livestock sector. This is the type of transformation I'm talking about.
He also spoke of Guyana's plans to further develop its manufacturing sector by reducing energy costs by 50%. President Ali also spoke about the country's macro energy policy, which includes collaboration with Brazil, Suriname, and French Guyana.
When we combine our gas with the gas from Suriname, we are now studying whether we now have the potential to become an energy hub for the Guyana Shield and create a new energy corridor that will supply northern Brazil. So our energy policy is integrated into the regional energy demand.
Being very blunt, the Guyanese head of state contended that UK investors have not been aggressive enough in pursuing opportunities in Guyana.
The UK has earmarked notionally maybe £750 million as development that Guyana can qualify for through investment, infrastructure development, infrastructure transformation. But what is missing is the aggressiveness from the private sector here in the UK and the EU generally. Many people ask sometimes why Chinese investors find the market faster than anyone else. Well, I can tell you from our humble experience, their aggression is far different.
For example, he said that the government recently finalized financing for a forthcoming children's hospital with a EU country that offered better terms than the Chinese. Additionally, the president said that American investors have promised to provide better financing terms for another project they are eyeing. And he called on the UK investors to quickly identify opportunities in Guyana and start investing, noting that it is becoming increasingly expensive to invest in Guyana each passing day. Lawanda McAllister for the Evening News.
The Canada-Guyana Chamber of Commerce held its annual general meeting today to, among other things, ratify the appointment of its directors, with Finance Minister Dr Ashni Singh assuring them of the government's intent on dismantling barriers to doing business. Gerald Bryan reports.
Finance Minister Dr Ashni Singh was a special guest at the Canada-Guyana Chamber AGM on Tuesday. The minister spoke of the government's efforts to improve the ease of doing business, which he noted must be improved. For instance, the minister noted the impracticality of the paper-based business model overwhelmingly used in Guyana.
But we still have agencies in Guyana where you have to go and pick up a paper form, carry it back to your office, fill it out manually, take it back to an office, lodge the form, go to another window to pay, probably go to another window to collect your receipt. I see some people smiling here. I see Omkar smiling. Probably go to another window to collect your receipt and then take your receipt back to some other office to say, here's the evidence that I've paid. And many of us live this every day. You know, we endure this experience every day. And frankly speaking, it's a complete absurdity. Completely unnecessary. Modern technology has expanded possibilities so tremendously, and that technology is still so dreadfully underutilized.
According to the minister, cabinet instructions to public sector agencies are clear. Wherever possible, facilitate the submission of digital documents. He also noted that they are working on creating 2 portals for construction permits and trade transactions.
Cabinet's instructions are very clear. Government agencies are to start embracing technology to make citizen and corporate experience as friendly and as easy as possible. Some of that will involve very simple solutions, put in the form online. Some of that will involve more elaborate solutions. So one of the more elaborate solutions that we're speaking about is, of course, you know, we've spoken about at least two major single window pieces of architecture that we're going to be putting in place. The first is a single window for trade transactions, import and export transactions, for precisely the reason that I spoke about earlier. Depending on what you're importing, sometimes you have to visit 3 or 4 different government agencies. Some items have different permitting processes, different licenses that have to be granted depending if it's a chemical or if it's a food item.
Meanwhile, the Canada-Guyana Chamber of Commerce ratified the appointments of 10 directors. Among them were Anand Bihari, the chairman, and attorney at law Patricia Bacchus as director and secretary. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
The Department of Public Affairs has organized a national conference and symposium to commemorate the UNESCO-designed World Press Freedom Day on Tuesday, May 3 and Wednesday, May 4, 2022 at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, Lilliandale, Greater Georgetown. Shane Marks has the details.
The event will bring together industry practitioners and stakeholders from across the local media and communication spectrum. Will focus discussions on the global theme for this year, Journalism Under Surveillance, and Guyana's national sub-theme, Partnerships in Communication for Development. The conference opener will be headlined by a feature address by President Dr Irvan Ali. Several special guests will also attend the event, including Minister of Home Affairs and Information of Barbados, Wilford Abrams, head of the press office of Suriname, Alvin Roosevelt, as well as other Caribbean and international partners. Participants will interact with several panels of leading local and visiting industry practitioners and experts during the symposium. Of considerable note too is the unveiling of the groundbreaking Guyana Media and Communication Academy (GMACA) during the conference ceremony. The Academy's online learning platform, developed in collaboration with Coursera, will immediately be open to the first cohort of learners following the unveiling. The PPPC administration says it values its extensive record in and out of office of advancing and preserving the freedoms enjoyed by the local press and the wider media fraternity while addressing issues of concern whenever and wherever they arise. The government also says it recognizes that the transforming landscapes of Guyana's economy and society will have corresponding implications for the evolution of the Guyanese media, and as such, efforts are ongoing to facilitate scholarships for the advanced industry studies, upscaling opportunities, and other interventions to further enable an environment for a free press to thrive and grow. Shane Marks, The Evening News.
During a panel discussion with experts on branding as part of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industries National Small Business Week, micro, small, and medium-sized businesses were educated on the benefits of using traditional media to advertise their brand and products, as compared with more modern forms of advertising, such as social media. Amar Prasad tells us more.
While not discouraging the use of social media platforms and other modern forms of media, Guyana Press Association Executive Dennis Chubral underscored the benefits of traditional media.
When we say credible, we know that in this era there are very many people who call themselves media houses, and they just by the click of a finger start up a Facebook page and decide that they're a media house, and they post anything or everything that they think ought to be posted, whether true or not, and they believe that they have the majority or the maximum number of posts or views or likes that they command an audience. But that has other implications such as credibility. Do you as a business want to be associated by way of advertising in such a medium that might be considered to be lacking credibility or engage in peddling misinformation and disinformation?
Chubral went on to explain that traditional media creates opportunities for Guyanese and is directly associated with local content.
Traditional media is local, as I said, so why pay to U.S. companies like Google and Facebook, importing advertising and all of that? Paying traditional media companies equals paying Guyanese staff. We talk so much about the retention of our skills, of our qualified persons. of our human resource capital, how to build our local content, how to gear it up for the evolving economy of Guyana. But can we necessarily do that when businesses do not see the need to advertise with traditional media, but think that it is all well and good?
Another critical point the panelists made was the fact that in many cases, traditional media can negotiate deals that in some cases can even lead to free advertising, which small businesses should capitalize on.
When it comes to traditional media, we can do so much more in terms of give you the bang for your buck. Yes, you have to pay $10, $15, $20, $50 for a post, for the boost of a post to an external entity, Facebook, not owned by Guyanese, nowhere near local content, but we can work out deals, whether it be News Talk Radio Guyana 103.1 FM or any other local media, traditional media, can work out a better package and give you free opportunities, literally free. It's not the case of you just using the word free, but there are opportunities there that, one can devise.
The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization analyzed the media development trends from 2016 to 2021 and found that global newspaper advertising revenue has fallen by half during the 5-year period. For the Evening News, Amar Prasad.
Coming up, father of 3 killed by truck at Bagotstown and 62-year-old mechanic dies in Mabur trail accident. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Flavor, food, fun. It's back. GMS's Uncapped Marketplace returns this month with the full support of GTT via MMG and Business Solutions. Come join us for the Agro Processors Exhibition and Food Festival. Enjoy a range of local products made, mixed and blended to perfection. Check out the food court, games and other exciting attractions. It's all happening on April 30 and May 1 from 10 hours at the Guyana National Stadium. Admission absolutely free.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Satco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rijnveld.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's waste management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanups, or construction sites. It's simple. Step 1, just pick up the phone and give us a call. Step 2, we deliver the skip bin size of your choice. Step 3, load the skip with all of your junk. And finally, step 4, we take it all away. It's that simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there's no job that's too big or too small. Call Sivon's Waste Management today at 218-1455 or 218-1150.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. A 56-year-old mechanic of Coverden, East Bank Demerara, was struck down and killed by a motor lorry at Bagotstown, East Bank Demerara on Tuesday morning as he was crossing the road. The dead man has been identified as Mohan Tulsi, according to his family. In an interview with the man's son, Darshan Ramdeen, on Tuesday morning, he said his father was killed while he was on duty. Ramdeen said his father had worked as a mechanic with a popular company and had left his home on Tuesday for work. However, at around 7:56 hours, he received a telephone call that his father was involved in an accident and that he should go to the Diamond Diagnostic Center, East Bank Demerara. Ramdeen said he was further told that his father was allegedly working at a house in the vicinity when he left to purchase a hose at the shop close by. It was while he was crossing the road to head back to his work site that he was struck down and killed by the motor lorry. He was later pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the motor lorry was subsequently arrested and remains in police custody assisting with the investigations. We now tell you that a mechanic was on Monday killed after the vehicle in which he was traveling turned turtle along the Mabura Trail, Region 10. Dead is 62-year-old Randy Lee of Virginujan, East Bank, Essequibo. At the time of the accident, the other occupants of the vehicle were Bisham Hiralal, also called Ryan Turte, of number 7 Village, West Coast Berbice, Budnarayan Ramgobin, called Mokesh, 41, of 16th Street Fowlis, East Coast Demerara, Conrad Gibson, 55, of Friendship, East Bank, Demerara, and Jailal called Narish, 34, of Supply, Mahaiga, East Coast Demerara. Police stated that on the day in question, at about 14:30 hours, the motor pickup bearing registration number GNN 3286 was proceeding along the number 58 Mabura Trail, allegedly at a fast rate of speed when the driver suddenly pulled right to avoid a pothole. In so doing, Lee reportedly lost control of the pickup and it toppled several times before turning turtle along the roadway, leaving its driver and occupants with several injuries about their bodies. They were all picked up by public-spirited citizens, Lee in an unconscious state, and transported to the Linden Hospital complex where Lee was pronounced dead on arrival. His body was taken to a nearby funeral parlor to await a post-mortem. The other occupants of the pickup were all treated for bruises and sent away. An investigation is underway. The rift between opposition leader Aubrey Norton and his former advisor, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, who recently announced he would be resigning from that role, will be addressed at a Central Executive Committee meeting of that party. Here are the details from Luanda McAllister.
In December of 2021, Aubrey Norton and Richard Van West Charles were both challenging each other for the role of PNCR leader. After Norton triumphed, he appointed Van West Charles one of his advisors, but the relationship seems to have soured, with Van West Charles claiming a few days ago that Norton was sidelining him and that he would be resigning as advisor. Accusing Van West Charles of using him as a scapegoat, Norton addressed these reports during a press conference on Tuesday. He denied reports that Van West Charles was being sidelined and assured that the party's executive would discuss the matter.
Mr. Van West Charles has been pushing for me to engage the People's Progressive Party through him. And I made it clear to him that I cannot engage the People's Progressive Party without a decision of the Central Executive. And I have on my phone at least 2 messages from him that could verify that that is the direction he was going. Mr. Van West Charles is entitled to his personal position. I note he said as well that we do not call Central Executive, which is an untrue statement. The Constitution provides for the Central Executive to meet at least once a month. We met in January, I think, twice or thrice. We meet in February at least twice. We meet in March once, I recall, or twice, because the latter part of March, I think from the 18th, I was out of Guyana.
Norton admitted that no meetings were held at Congress Place thus far this month, but attributed this to the party's busy schedule.
All the claims, I think, are ridiculous.
Reporting for the Evening News, Luanda McAllister.
To eliminate the challenges faced by media workers when moving across the region, the Association of Caribbean Media Workers has highlighted the need for a standardized CSME process across all member states within CARICOM. Rupa Sinarain tells us more.
The CARICOM Secretariat on Tuesday organized a sensitization webinar for regional media workers on the free movement of CARICOM nationals within the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME. CSME speaks to an arrangement among member states to broaden the economic space through the removal of restrictions on the movement of goods and services. President of the Association of Caribbean Media Workers, Nazima Ragubir, shared that for some years, media workers have highlighted various issues regarding movement and the process accompanying such.
We do recognize that due to the unique nature of the media profession, recognition of this document poses a challenge depending on where the media professional intends to work. Different countries have different mechanisms to recognize media professionals, and this can pose a number of issues for processing certificates. Among the other challenges is the need for media workers to get skills certificates in their home territory, as well as one in a host country. This is most unnecessary, but I want to sound the need for a standardized process by all countries. This would go a far way in reducing some amount of hassle attached to the process.
Media workers are one of the original 5 agreed categories of persons within the free movement of skills regime. Assistant Secretary General of the CARICOM Single Market and Trade, Ambassador Wayne McCook, shared that technology is poised to transform CSME implementation, and the Secretariat is already revamping its systems for enhanced effectiveness.
We are revamping certain online systems, such as the CARICOM Application Processing System, CAPS, Online Companies Registry System, and the Community Public Procurement Notice Board, aiming to make them more accessible and effective. The CAPS, for example, was designed and launched for the online application and verification of the CARICOM Skills Certificate. Its use was quite limited, and so it is now being redesigned to make it simpler and totally automated.
Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
Globally recognized real estate agency ReMax Ghana, which has a presence in over 110 countries around the world, today opened its first location at Movietown, Turkine, Greater Georgetown. Amar Prasad reports.
In collaboration with US Realty, ReMax Ghana today opened their first office in Guyana, with aims to target the real estate market in Guyana and within the diaspora market. Shiv Messir, a representative from ReMax, who has been with the company for the past 25 years, stated that apart from selling real estate, they are looking to sell the franchise in Guyana.
And we are hoping to grow this business in Guyana, not only in Movietown, because we have what you call the master franchise agreement for Guyana, ReMax Guyana. So our primary objective, apart from selling real estate, is to sell the franchise in different locations in Guyana.
With the first buyer already securing a location in Monterey Post on the east coast of Demerara, the company is looking to set up a number of offices at key locations countrywide by the end of this year. According to Messir, up until now, Guyana was the only country in South America without a presence of ReMax.
You know, ReMax is the #1 real estate organization in the world. We have presence in over 110 countries. We have offices, I think over 8,500 offices, about 140,000 agents worldwide. And Guyana was the only country without a ReMax presence in South America up until now. Our neighbors, Brazil, for example, has 500 real estate offices. Venezuela has over 40. So, and these are our bordering countries. So we are here to expand and grow the business and market ReMax throughout Guyana.
Meanwhile, Uriel Sinarain, Chief Executive Officer of US Realty, who is targeting to attract the overseas property owners through his range of medias, related that he is excited about this collaboration, his first in 26 years.
My target market actually here in Guyana is to attract the overseas property owners within the diaspora. So I'm looking to utilize my media in New York on that expansion to focus here in Guyana. This venture here is very special because it's my first partnership in 26 years. So I founded the right partners. I could tell in 5 minutes when I met Noreen, he was the right guy. So looking to take this to another level.
For the evening news, Amar Prasad.
Information from the physical vaccination records has been converted into databases, marking the completion of one step in the digitalization process. Authorities are now seeking a suitable software to complete the process, but have so far been hindered by high maintenance costs. Find out more in this Rupesina report.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony informed in Tuesday's COVID update that the digitalization of vaccine records has been completed. It is a process that has been ongoing for many months, allowing for easier access and monitoring of the country's coronavirus vaccination statistics.
Because the way that we were collecting our data was a more manual format, so a lot of this data is in books. So we have been digitalizing that. We now have them in databases. And we were working to get software that allows us to easily track if people get vaccinated or not.
However, engagements with several companies thus far have raised a common issue, the high maintenance costs attached to the software. As of now, he said government is trying to balance and find a feasible option.
There were several discussions with different companies, different makers of software. Unfortunately, what we are finding is that the cost of maintaining the software is quite high. And in some cases, it would cost us about $3 million per month. So these are things that we're trying to balance to see what would be the best option at this stage of the pandemic.
Adult vaccination statistics stand at 439,888 first doses, or 85.8%. Second doses are at 339,104, or 66.1%. Meanwhile, booster doses account for 61,744. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Wednesday, April 27th at 1 hour for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berries River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Wednesday, April 27th at 14 hours 5 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Dari aims a WBL title in July, and under-17 girls likely to battle Mexico on Saturday. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Oh, how I love my Fruta. Wherever you're pouring, I know if you love Fruta as much as I do, you'd go for the 1 liter. It's the same great taste, same trusted goodness, packed with vitamins for the whole family. But now it's just a whole lot more for you to enjoy. Only $380 nationwide. Fruta.
Your child needs nutrients every day. Enfagrow has DHA and iron, which supports your child's mental development. Enfagrow has components which cow's milk does not contain. Support your toddler's growth and complement their diet with Enfagrow. Let's fuel the wonder.
This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk. Mental development depends on various factors such as stimulation and adequate nutrition. Commercial cow's milk does not contain DHA but contains calcium and other nutrients.